Okay, hello and welcome to Track by Track Reviews. With me once again, MVP Sam May.
Yep.
I guess this is our 6th or 7th review, you were saying. I didn't really realize that, but today we're going to talk about the new Menomena album called Minds.
Right.
And they put out their last album in 2007, Friend and Foe. Up until a few weeks ago, I hadn't even listened to any Menomena, so that was my first listen. I went back and listened to Friend and Foe and just listened to it as many times as I could to get an idea, and then listen to this album as many times as possible. And
Smart move.
yeah, and Friend and Foe is an incredibly good album.
Definitely.
And what's crazy about that album is it instantly hits you. Like,
yeah.
Or for me at least, the second I listened to it, I was like, I like this a lot.
Yeah, it's indie rock. Normally I'm not a big fan of indie rock, but something that they do is just really engaging.
Yeah, they have a really distinct sound, and I think part of that is due to their recording process. Basically, they go around and record samples to a certain tempo of each instrument and just sort of jam and then pull all these pieces together and make these songs and that sort of is why these songs like sort of just stop and start and stop and start, and they've got all these different parts and a lot of weird instrumentation like this saxophone that seems out of place but works. And of course they trade off vocals and they all sort of play everything, so they'll just switch off and on. I thought that was pretty cool. But let's get into the first track, Queen Black Acid. This song isn't as crazy as some Menomena songs. It's got like a slow sort of build, and it just kind of gets louder as the song goes on.
Yeah. The funny thing about Menonema is I totally forgot they even existed because it's been so long since they put out an album. I was like, oh, Menonema's got a new album. I'll check that out.
Yeah, well, apparently they kept pushing the release date.
Yeah, oh really? Okay. So I wasn't really sure what to expect. I wasn't expecting to like it or love it, but I put this on and I was like, oh man, Queen Black Acid, this is a really good song.
When you hear this song, you're like, okay, this is the same Menomena I know. They didn't go yay sayer on us or anything.
Yeah, right.
The next song, TAOS or TAOS, not really sure.
You're probably right. It's probably TAOS.
I don't know what it is. But yeah, it starts off with this like really, really heavy bass sound. And if you were listening to this on CD for the first time, you might think it was like skipping or something, because it just seems to be kind of looped around this note. But this is just one of those straightforward, heavy-hitting songs.
Yeah, it's like balls to the walls.
Yeah, sort of like the way the Pelican was
in the
last album.
Exactly.
Just right in your face.
Yeah,
everything.
even more intense than the Pelican, though.
Maybe.
Catchy lyric. I'm not the most cocksure guy. Something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, good song. I admittedly, coming off Queen Black Acid, I was a little like, I'm sort of concerned now.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's just so rocky and in your face. I'm like, is this going to be like...
I enjoyed it, though.
This is when I enjoyed it too, but this is when I started getting a little concerned. And I was like, are they going to make this album way more serious and in your face than the last album? Even though I still like the song, my concerns began here.
Mm-hmm. While I would say this album is a little more serious, but definitely. I don't think it's
I think
drastic.
Caribou did the same thing. He did a 2007 album that was really playful. Mm-hmm. So did Menonema. They both came out with new albums this year that are both, I think, a little bit more serious and refined than their last.
The next song in the album, Killemall, starts off with like this kind of classical piano part.
Yeah.
And then it totally goes a completely different direction, of course, into this kind of dark, like bass-driven track.
Yeah. Even though it is a little bit more serious, I like it a lot better than TAOS. So this is when I started to get a little bit more hopeful about the album.
If this song didn't sound dark enough already, and being called Killemall, the opening lyric is... have you met your ghost? So, I mean, that pretty much seals the deal.
Yeah.
The next song on the album is one of my favorites, Dirty Cartoons. What'd you think of Dirty Cartoons?
I liked it. I think it was the first song on the album, besides Queen Black Acid, I guess, that sort of really made me, oh man, here I can hear Friend and Foe a little bit. Mm-hmm. But again, it's really serious.
Yeah, it is. The opening verse is, go home, I'd like to stumble to bed and lay beside you until we're even or romantically bored. Whichever comes first, which is very serious, but at the same time, I think that's a really good verse.
Go home.
The next song, we can't really decide how to pronounce it.
It's Tithe.
Tithe or Tithe?
He says Tithe in the song.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
It's Tithe then. This song takes a really long time to get started, which is kind of weird for a Menomena song.
Yeah.
It's like...
I really like the intro, though.
Yeah, I do like... I don't know, I'm not sure what instrument that is.
Yeah, it's like maybe a vibraphone or a piano or something.
Yeah, I can't really tell, but it's really almost 2 minutes until you hear any singing at all.
Yeah.
And my thing with build is it better be worth the wait.
And it is.
I think... You don't think it is? I thought it was.
Really?
Yeah, I liked the explosion of the drums and the heavy bass. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I mean, it does burst in like with a new part like Menonema songs do, but to me it was really underwhelming. Again, this album is just so serious.
Why so serious?
I don't know. Yeah, why so serious, Menonema? For real.
Okay, the next song on the album, BOTE, is probably one of my least favorite songs on the album. I can't say it's a bad song, but it's just kind of average for me.
It's probably my second favorite song on the album.
Yeah.
And to me, it reminds me of a lot of classic, more playful Menonema, and like you just pointed out before the camera started, is that it's got the saxophones, and I really think, I hadn't even noticed that before until you pointed it out, but maybe that's why.
It's the first song you hear on the album where the saxophone is at the front of everything.
Exactly, I just noticed that when you pointed it out. Maybe that's why I liked Friend and Foe so much, because the saxophone gives it a more playful feel.
Yeah.
And this album doesn't have a lot. Maybe that's one aspect of the music I'm really missing.
I don't know. My problem with this song was, I feel like this song is just like running in place. Like all it does is really get louder. There's not so much. It doesn't really explore, especially since it's a 6-minute song. It's just kind of the constant like same thing until the end of the song, except they get louder. And it's like the same melody and everything. Just
I sort of see what you're saying, but to me, this is the perfect song they could have picked to make 6 minutes. If they would have made any other song on the album 6 minutes except maybe for Clean Black Acid, I would have just been overwhelmed with seriousness. Yeah, I'm glad that they put a lot of saxophone.
Yeah, that's true. This isn't as serious of a song.
Yeah, and
I'll
the
give you that.
longest song on the album.
All right, the next song, Lunchmeat, you said is fucking terrible.
I'm pretty sure it's the worst song on the album, probably one of the worst Menonema songs I've heard.
See, I actually like this song. So,
I don't get you.
For the first minute of the song, I will admit that I'm kind of bored. But I like in the end when like that synth comes in and everything, and the drums sound really good. And there is something weird about this song that I just pointed out to you.
Yeah.
About a minute and 15 seconds in, there's this acoustic, like rhythmic guitar part.
Right.
And it plays for like 20 seconds. And then we never hear it again.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that little part is going to lead into something new. But it's just so weird. Like, only Menomena could do that.
Yeah.
Just bring something up and then completely ignore it.
Right. I'm going to listen to this album in the car, and I didn't even notice that in the car.
Yeah, I just thought it was really weird.
But no, to me, this song is so bad that I almost want to just stop the album. This song knocks off a whole point. That's how bad it is.
Oh, come on.
I'm not
so harsh.
I'm not even kidding about this song.
Alright, well, I respectfully disagree, but the next song is called Oh Pretty Boy, You're Such a Big Boy.
Yeah, weird title.
Yeah, really, really uncomfortable
good song
for me to say. Yeah, I really like the song. I think the vocal melody is amazing.
It's a strange Menonema song. Like, you almost don't even feel like it's Menonema.
It is kind of like a folksy melody that's singing. But I think once the drums come in and that little synth that you're talking about, I think then you'd be like, who else, what kind of folksy band would do this?
Exactly. And then as you pointed out, like 3 minutes and 30 seconds, it just stops and you get these great
really,
vocals.
really intensely powerful singing. But yeah, I think it's a really good song.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Me too. It's not as serious. It might be my third favorite song.
Why do you hate it so much? The next song we have another disagreement with. Five Little Rims is one of my favorite songs on the album.
This might be my second least favorite song on the album.
This is so weird.
This is hilarious.
Yeah. I
can sort of see right now where our scores are gonna be.
Okay. I love the saxophone and I love the piano during the chorus and I love that sort of dark, mysterious vocal melody throughout the entire song. I love this song.
Again, let's see how serious we can be. You pointed out earlier that the saxophone may be something that I'm missing. There's plenty of saxophone in the song, but it's like the dreariest saxophone I've ever heard. It's like in the minor key.
I think it sounds great.
And again, the lyrics, they're ridiculous.
The next song, Sleeping Beauty, is my least favorite song on the album, so I'm assuming you loved it. Go ahead.
I don't know if I loved it, but it's a really strange song. Again, I really don't feel like it sounds like Menonema, or it really fits with this album. It's really, like, different. I mean, I almost feel like I almost wish more of the album would have sounded like this.
Really?
Because they're putting, like, seriousness on it, but I feel like it's more of an experimental twist almost.
Because for me, I just thought it was, it's funny, this is like total opposite. It didn't really go anywhere that you didn't see coming. Like I could tell when everything was going to come in, and sure enough,
I see what you're saying about that. I mean, it sort of followed a progression.
I just felt like none of the instrumentation really came out and grabbed me. The next song, INTIL, is an acronym for I never thought I'd lie. I don't know, just a fun little fact there. Okay, it doesn't seem like you really enjoyed this song, and if you're against that serious mood, then that would make sense.
Yeah.
You not liking this song.
I am against the serious mood, but to me it's not quite as serious as some of the other songs. I do like the instrumentation on this song.
Okay.
But again, it is a little too somber, and to me it's really unnecessary. Both this song and the last song, they should have just left off.
I felt like this wasn't your traditional crazy, unpredictable Menomena track. It's actually sort of just revealing relationship trouble, and I thought it was a really pretty
after
song.
Sleeping Beauty, it's not that crazy.
Either way, I thought the melodies were really pretty. I thought the lyrics were really pretty, and when the piano comes in with the drums, I thought it was awesome. All right, so that's the album. Sam, what did you think of it as a whole?
Well, again, I didn't know they were coming out with an album. It was sort of a nice surprise to find that they had an album, but overall, I was extremely disappointed with this album. Yeah. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that when I was younger, I had to take life less seriously, and that's why I enjoyed the more playful mood of the album.
Yeah.
Now I'm older, I have more responsibilities, I have to deal with seriousness in real life. Maybe I don't want to listen to quite as serious music. To me, it sort of feels like Friend and Foe's adolescence, and this album is like adulthood.
That makes sense.
And that sort of feels like what they've done. But to me, it sort of seems like adulthood, instead of making them more intelligent and more engaging, just sort of sucked the life out of them with their 8-to-5 day jobs and a cubicle that just makes all their creative energy disappear. So overall, I can't quite give it a 6 just because it's Menonema, but I can't give it a 7 either, so I'm going to give it a 6.5.
For me, I actually really enjoyed this album. I thought it was really good. I liked it a lot more than you did.
Strange.
The one thing I will say about this album is it doesn't seem like it has those standout tracks that Friend and Foe had. It doesn't have a Rotten Hell. It doesn't have The Pelican.
Exactly.
It doesn't have Evil Bees. I guess I would have liked, a couple standout tracks like that where I just want to go back and stop the album and go back and listen to that song, which, like I said, didn't really have. But, I mean, like you said, not really too much of a change from Friend and Foe. A lot more serious, though. And I think all the instrumentation and all that is still there. And that's what I love about Menomena is those unpredictable stops and starts, and you don't really know what they're going to do next.
Right.
And I thought this album had it. I gave this one an 8 out of 10. I liked it a lot more than you did.
Well, to each their own.
Yeah, well, I will say the bass guitar is awesome on this album.
Menonema's great with the bass guitar.
So good.
Yesayer and Menonema are both kings of bass.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, that's Menomena's Minds. Out on, I believe, Barsook Records. Yeah, and thanks to them for the music samples and all that stuff.
Sorry I dissed on you so hard.
Yeah. Until next time, for Sam May, this is Track by Track Reviews. I'm Rory Sullivan. See you next week.
Down, down, down.